Hey Pisces, how are we today? Hope everyone had a really great Christmas. We're just doing your weekly reading at the moment, looking at the month ahead. So January 2024, get ready for a brand new year. All right. Please subscribe to the channel if you're not already. I do really appreciate that. But we are using, I've got a few different decks here this week. So we've got the Spiritual Junkie Oracle deck, affirmation deck there. We also will be using the Seventh Seal Lenormand. We're getting overviews with that one. I'll be splitting the month into start, middle, and end for that, and then clarifying with the Blackbird Lenormand. I also have the Romantic Fairy Love Oracle to get a couple of love cards at the end. Okay, Pisces, getting into it for you. Pisces, what does Pisces need to know for January 2024? Throwing yourself at me, Pisces. I celebrate all the greatness in my life. So a reason to celebrate in January, January being a month of celebration for you, Pisces. Looking at all the great things that you've got in your life, the great people around you, whatever that is for you, a lot of greatness and celebrating that, being grateful for all that stuff that you've got already rather than looking at what you don't have. Okay, so like I said, splitting the month into start, middle, and end. Pisces, what does Pisces need to know for January 2024? What's going on for our Pisces during January 2024? Looking at start, middle, and end of January. Okay, for the start of January, we're looking at the Scythe energies. So big changes, a lot of changes, breaking free from 2023 and moving forward in brand new ways. A lot of change, unexpected changes, things moving, shaking, happening. At the start of January. It's a big change coming through. I'm kind of just intuitively feeling there that for a lot of you, this is, really that energy of breaking free from whatever's been, taunting you during 2023 and changing the whole scheme of your life for this brand new year. So, it's feeling like a really positive changes. Some of them may be quite unexpected. That Scythe energy, sometimes comes out of nowhere, and it's very sudden changes as well. Maybe, things just happening really quickly and changing for the better really quickly, because with that Scythe energy, it's all about, a scythe is what they use to cut the wheat and, harvest. So the result of these changes is harvest for you, a reason to celebrate. Okay, so we are seeing these changes coming through in a very positive sort of energy there, but we'll get a bit of clarification about that for you. Okay, Pisces, start of January, Scythe energy for Pisces, please. Okay, so Pisces, I'm seeing multiple changes opening up to you here. We do have the crossroads first and foremost. So, straight away we may be seeing changes happening in multiple areas of your life. All right. So the crossroad really does ask you, what path do you want to go from here? Which choices do you want to make? What decisions are the ones that are going to take you to the path that you really want to be on? I am getting this sense of your purpose coming through for you here in some ways as well. One of those choices or decision, I am sort of feeling that for a lot of you, there is a clear choice as well connected to this next card. But ultimately, I am feeling that this is like quite a lot of paths opening up for you. You're kind of at a crossroads of your life. And that scythe energy just sort of coming through and cutting away the things that no longer serve you, and giving you all these extra paths that you can sort of choose to walk. So multiple changes, I feel, for a lot of you, but there is a specific choice or decision coming through with this ring energy as well. Okay, so for a lot of you, that is talking about relationships, choosing which relationships you're going to break free from, choosing which relationships are part of your path and part of your story. What you need to change, choosing to change something within a relationship. This is not just romantic relationships. This is, all the relationships in your life, going from the full scale. So, family relationships, friendships, the obviously love relationships, but also I'm feeling for you, Pisces, it's those more platonic acquaintance type relationships coming through as well. So, you may be choosing to deepen some of those acquaintances, or for some of you, you're kind of cutting them out altogether, because you're kind of like, I don't need all this excess around me. I don't need all these, people that I only speak to here and there, these people that, are just acquaintances. They're not, actual friends. They're, it's kind of that choice, I feel, for a lot of you of, who am I going to keep and who am I going to, am I not bothered if we lose contact, and that sort of thing. And who, I am feeling that there's a few people for you there that you're happy for that to remain as is, like those acquaintance type relationships where you run into each other every few months, and it's all nice and whatnot. You're not, but then there is definitely some acquaintances around you that are just not cutting it, so I feel like you are going to cut out some of those acquaintance relationships, but there are some that you are going to be deepening as well. So I feel like for a lot of you, this is the choice of choosing which relationships are going to serve you the best, and which relationships are not too worried about that one. All right, so a few decisions coming through with relationships for you there, Pisces. I'm also getting the house coming through with the letter as well. All right, so for some of you, this is directly news about your family. Some sort of communication with family. I feel like this is a change that's happening within your family. So it could have to do with, not so much the family, but something to do with the family home. There may be a choice being made in regard to the family home. We may be, some of us may be breaking free from, a strong tie to an actual house as well. So there may be some sort of communication coming through in regard to a home. Others of you, it's a change for the better as well. So for some of you, this is like your application is approved, the sale purchase is going through, those kinds of things. You may be getting paperwork in regard to starting renovations or doing something around the home. I do feel, a lot of the time this does talk about security and stability, but I'm kind of feeling for majority of you, this is actually representing, a physical home, or that physical sense of home with family. All right. So I feel like it's, for majority of you though, it is an actual house. All right. An actual home. I'm just getting that for some of you, this is your family home, and for others of you, this is like the family home. So there may be something to do with the family home maybe getting sold, or they're buying elsewhere, or something along those lines. I am getting for one of you, I'm not seeing the lily, but I am sort of feeling that for one of you, it's kind of like a family member is choosing to leave the family home because they're like retiring, or moving to a retirement village or something along those lines as well. So that's just for one of you though. All right. So the middle of the month, we are seeing that focus on the friends. Once again, we have the dog energy there for the middle of the month. So like I was talking about with that ring coming through there with relationships and acquaintances, I feel as though this is where we're seeing those bonds being strengthened. There's a couple of acquaintances that you are actually sort of pulling in a little bit closer and relying on them a little bit more for support, for you feel that there is a good strong sense of loyalty and companionship between some of you and some of these people. So you are strengthening those bonds of friendship between you and certain people. I'm kind of feeling for the middle of the month there. We're seeing those friendships becoming a little bit more important in your life here. All right, relying on them a little bit more, relying on the support that's being offered to you. All right, but I'll just get some clarity for that energy. Middle of the month for Pisces, mid-January for Pisces, please. Yeah, so once again, we do have the heart coming through as well. So, it may be an emotional thing for you, because I feel like, with that coffin energy coming through, that talks about death and rebirth, some things needing to end in order for other things to sort of be rebirthed. Have new beginnings in other things. So I am feeling that for some of you, you are closing the lid on certain relationships, certain friendships that are no longer serving your best interest here. The relationships that are, too much of a struggle emotionally. With that heart there as well, I do feel like this mountain is talking about, matters of the heart, struggles within yourself, struggles within your the love between you and a friend, that feels like there's obstacles between you both, and or delays in the love being shown between you and a friend here, and you're choosing to end out some of those connections in order to strengthen these other connections, rely more on the support that is actually there for you. It does feel like it's just too, it just feels like it's with this mountain energy, it just feels like it's too much work on your heart. You're putting too much love into some of these relationships, and it's just a bit of a struggle, because you're not getting anywhere. You're not getting anywhere up this mountain with some of these relationships, and you're just feeling that the love's just not there anymore. I'm feeling platonic love. Okay, it does feel like relationships, friendships, and once again, I'm not really talking about. It doesn't feel like, with the heart there. It's kind of like you're protecting your heart, because you're protecting the relationships that are close to your heart by removing some of the relationships that are not as close to your heart. So I'm kind of feeling like it's like removing some of the acquaintances, so that you can celebrate the stronger relationships, the stronger friendships that you've got, rather than spacing yourself out across 10 people. You're closing the circle a little bit here and focusing just on that inner circle, rather than trying to give energy to the whole lot of people. You're really going, no, well, I know these people are loyal to me. These three people are the most loyal, the ones closest to my heart. I'm just going to close that circle a little bit, celebrate those close friendships, rather than, giving so much energy to the wider group of acquaintances. It's just too much of an obstacle to be giving that much energy out. So ending out some acquaintance relationships that are just no longer really, serving you here, so that you can have new beginnings with that close group. I feel here, I do feel it, that close circle is where we're celebrating the greatness in your life. You're celebrating those people being there for you, being loyal and supportive of you, and just in order to focus on that, you kind of are just getting rid of the excess, I kind of feel here. Then toward the end of January, we do see the child energy. Okay, so I'm just going to get clarification on that, because I'm just wanting to double check too, if that's in relation to an actual child here. I'm just sort of, it's not coming through clearly as to whether there's an actual child. Clarity for Pisces for the end of January, the child energy, please. Okay, so for one or two of you, there is an actual child here, but I don't feel like it's your child. Okay, because what I've got the key. I have also got the clouds and the book. So we're definitely looking at moving forward. With the child energy, it does talk about new beginnings. We also see with both the key and the book that same sort of energy of new beginnings. But with that clouds in the middle, it does sort of show me that there is this underlying concern for a child. But once again, I don't feel like that's your child. I feel like this is somebody else's child, and you're kind of just trying to think through, like, if I do this and this, is that child going to be affected? So it's kind of like, it might be like a niece or a nephew or extended family member who's quite childlike. I'm not feeling that they're necessarily an actual child either. I'm feeling like it might be like a teenager or a young adult, and you're just sort of wanting to take them into consideration when you're making moves here. Because it may link back to this house stuff too. Okay, because I'm getting shown that there's like the example I said of maybe one person where it's like they're choosing to someone around you is choosing to sort of sell the family home and move into retirement. Does an adult child live with that person, and you're just sort of concerned what's going to happen with the adult child, is what I'm getting there. All right, so it's just showing me that for a couple of you there is this underlying concern for a child, but it's not like a baby. It's like an adult child. I keep getting adult child. So it may be somebody who's very childlike, even though they're an adult, or you may just view them as a younger member of the family, like a child, that you still think of them as a baby, even though they're an adult. And you're just sort of showing your concern here. What are they going to do? Are they going to be okay? That kind of energy. So that's kind of what I'm getting with the actual child aspect there. But ultimately, it's because you're kind of making moves over here, Pisces. We have the key here, which is all about opening new opportunities for yourself. You're thinking things through quite, logically. In the same token, you do have these underlying concerns for things. I am feeling that there is some underlying concerns, of just exactly how everything's going to work out. So with that clouds energy there, just be very careful to not overthink things. Think things through carefully, yes. Logically, yes. But just be careful not to overthink to the point where it starts to, stress you out and make you anxious. Because you're really opening up to some new opportunities at the end of January here. There's some new opportunities coming in for you. So once again, with that scythe energy we saw at the start of the month, there may be quite a lot of changes happening during January for you, and at the end of the month there may be coming through as opportunities that you're kind of like, am I going to walk through this door? Am I going to take this opportunity? Unlocking, it all leads to success though. Okay, so there's a lot of success there, and for some of you that's successfully thinking things through. thinking things through very carefully, and looking at all your opportunities, and thinking through where you're going to find the most success, and really working out for you there. We also have the book, so definitely seeing some new chapters opening up for you here as well, Pisces. I am sort of feeling that for a couple of you there, that with the energy we've seen for January for you, that this is kind of just letting me know that, when you, right at the start of the month, when you've got decisions coming through, you've got those changes coming through, and then at the end of the month we are seeing you actually going ahead and walking through those doors and taking, choosing which opportunity you're going to take. For some of you there, it's just kind of coming through as like an indicator as well, that there's something about reading the fine print of all the opportunities, making sure you're taking the opportunity that leads you to further education, or that somehow feels like the unknown factor. There's an unknown factor about that. It may be something to do with writing itself, like because this is you choosing to write your own story, starting the new chapters of your life how you want them to be. Okay, so that may help you make some of those choices at the end of the month there. If you are sort of jumping into the unknown a little bit, I'm just feeling that for some of you that may somehow be important to remember that the unknown factor. Go for the unknown factor. It will lead you to the most success. All right. But romantic love for Pisces during January 2024, please. Romantic love for Pisces, January 2024. Let go of the past. All right, we've got so much change happening for you, and right at the start of the month, break free from the past. Whatever's happened for you 2023, let go of that ish. All right, we've got clear energy to allow more love into your life. All right, and that's sort of affirming what we've seen with that friendship stuff as well, that clearing that old energy so that you can focus on the love, the love, whether it be platonic or romantic, as we're seeing here. We do have Forever Young, all right? A song of youthful playfulness. Okay, so that's actually connected a little bit to the end of January with that child energy. That child energy can talk about playfulness as well. So, when we're looking at romantic love, that may be one of the, one of the new chapters you're opening up to here is, and really focusing on the, whatever makes you feel youthful and playful, that's going to be a really good option for you with love, okay? So some of you, I feel like you may have multiple options in love during January, and that's a bit of a guide for you, that there's someone who's offering that playful energy, and that's a really good option for you. We also see love language affirmations. Okay, loving words hold great power, and I feel like that's that playful energy. Okay, I feel like that's that playful energy that they're going to actually give you some really lovely affirmations, and I have so much fun with you, Pisces. You're so much fun to be with. I can't believe you're X old. You seem so much younger, because I always have so much fun with you, Pisces. That's the words having great power. All right, so those just. At the end of January, let me know if someone says that to you. Please come back and let me know, guys. I love that sort of feedback. Because sometimes I do get people letting me know in private readings that I've said something during a reading, and lo and behold, a few weeks later, somebody says that exact thing to them. So it's really good to hear that sort of feedback. I do really enjoy that. But yeah, that's what we have for you, Pisces. You're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. But hopefully I'll see you all again soon.